Hello and welcome to another video. Today we have the Amazfit Band 2. It's a smart band activity tracker, a bit smaller than the Mi Band 2, but with a color screen and some other goodies. The box looks nice and professional, as we are already used to with Amazfit products. Here is written that it has activity tracking, heart rate monitoring, always on color display, notifications, is 5 ATM waterproof, and apparently it's got a long-lasting battery. The battery is 160 mAh and it's got Bluetooth 4.2. So let's cut it open and have a closer look. It's a nice thick cardboard box, typical Amazfit style. Here it is. Looks like a smart band, but apparently it moves beautifully. Well, it does look nice, although it is a bit bigger than the Mi Band 2. The bands also look nice. Let's see what else is in here. There's the user manual, and looks like there's a little pocket here. It's the charging cable. Actually, it's a nice little charging dock. Here's the user manual. I'll add it to the end of the video so you can see it there if you want to see it. So included in the box is the user manual, the watch, and a charging dock. It's made of plastic, but it both looks good and feels like it's made of good quality materials. This is just a sticker. The icon on the screen just indicates that it needs to be connected to a device before we can use it. The screen is touch sensitive, but you have to touch the area below it to activate it. It looks a little bit thick, but it's actually not that bad at all. Under we have the heart rate sensor and the connector for the charger. The bands are made of a nice rubber material, which is soft and very smooth to touch, so it will not collect dust like cheaper bands often do. Let's have a look at the charger. It's a USB cable with a tiny magnetic dock and 2 pins for charging. In the other end we have a standard USB. To charge, just attach it to the bottom of the watch and it sticks to it very well. Can't even shake it off. The first time you turn the watch on, it's not going to show anything on the screen except the connection icon. To get it started, we must first connect it to the Mi Fit app, so let's do that now. Just open up the app, tap Profile in the bottom right corner. My Amazfit Bip is already connected to the app, but we can add another device, and click Band. Here's how it looks when they find each other. Now just click the green button on the band to confirm that we want to accept the pairing. And click yes on the phone a few times and we're done. Now let's see what the watch has to offer. This is my watch face, but it can be changed. Swiping down shows us the do not disturb status and battery level. Tapping lets us change the DND to now or auto. Swiping from the left we have the music player, and here I'm testing it with Spotify, but it also works with other players. We can play, pause, skip forward and backwards. Swipe left again and we have weather. It shows today's weather and the forecast for the next 4 days. Swiping up we have the menu options. Status shows our activities like steps, distance, HR, calories, and idle sessions. Swipe from the left to exit. Next is notifications, and it can show notifications from many apps, like calls, SMS, Facebook, Viber, and more. Here we are getting an incoming call. And here is our incoming SMS. Swipe from the right to delete. In workouts, there's only two options here, treadmill and exercise, which is a bit strange. I would expect more activity options. When an exercise is active, we can see time, calories, and HR. We can touch and hold to pause or stop the activity. Next is weather again. It's also got Alipay. It's nice if you live in a place where that's used. Multiple alarms can be set, but you can only switch them on or off on the watch. To set the alarm, you need to use the app. There's no speaker on the watch, so alarms and notifications are done by vibrations only. But it's quite powerful, so that's not a problem. In clock, we have stopwatch and countdown timer. The stopwatch also supports laps, which is nice. The countdown timer is what it is and works well. We already saw music, so let's jump to settings. Here we can change the watch face. From the app you can add other watch faces, but the watch can only save 2 simultaneously. If you add a new one from the app, an old one will disappear from the watch. We have lock screen, and brightness. The screen is very vibrant, so even at level 3 of 5 it's more than bright enough. Find phone is useful if you can't find, well, your phone. Awful sound though, but I guess it's effective. Okay, so let's try it on. The bands are shaped very nicely to fit around the wrist. It's comfortable and looks quite good. The bands have a lot of holes in them, so it will fit any wrist size. It looks quite nice on the wrist, and navigating the menus is easy. The screen's touch is sensitive and responsive. It does have a bit of thickness to it, but I don't think it's too big. Now let's have a look at the app. MiFit is one of my favorite apps for smart bands. It's very well made and the information is beautifully presented with nice graphs, texts and good layout. On top we have today's activity results and below is the sleep data. Clicking it will show a detailed view of data and short analysis of the sleep results. Swiping shows us the data from previous days. We can also click the activity data and get more detailed view of today and previous days. If you start any workout activities from the watch, they will be saved here. Same with heart rate. Click it to see more details and swipe to see previous days. The profile section is mostly used to change the settings, but at the top we also have activity data. Clicking the band lets us change settings directly related to the band itself. We can, for example, change the watch face. Just tap the one we want and tap sync. We can change notification settings for calls and add in a delay if we want. We can add reminders. Here we can set the alarms. We can also turn on or off notifications from other apps. Here are different types of alerts, even idle alerts to get you out of the sofa. Lift the wrist to turn on the screen. It works very well and turns off the screen as soon as you put down the wrist again. So it doesn't stay on for a fixed amount of time like some watches. What else do we have here? Heart rate monitoring. We can turn it on or off and choose how often it should measure. And if it should monitor while you are sleeping. We can also rearrange the icons on the watch, useful if you use some functions more often than others. I guess that should cover most of the important parts of the app. The watch is very nice and it works very well. It's got a screen that is clear and bright, even at low brightness. One thing to note is that the box says it has an always-on display. I cannot find anywhere to turn this on or off, so I'm not really sure that it actually has one. The battery is very good though. I've been using it for 9 days now and it has used about 40% of the battery. So I think the battery will last about 20 days total before needing to charge. I also like the ability to control music from the band. Overall the band is good and has some nice functions. It doesn't have GPS and the sport modes are a bit limited in my opinion. The build quality is very good and the app is always very nice. If you want to purchase this band, there's a link in the video descriptions below. Hope you liked the video and remember to subscribe, comment and like. If you have any questions, just post them below and I'll get back to you soon. Have a nice day.